All right, what is going on? Jordan Sherwood, Wood on 1063 and fatjacksports.com for our picks. We get set for UFC 264 later on tonight, the trilogy fight between Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor that obviously is getting all of the attention due to McGregor's fame and the fact that Dustin Poirier knocked him out 6 months ago. I've been all in on Dustin Poirier since this fight was announced. I was lucky enough to grab him at plus money. I love him as the betting favorite. I've even suggested to people that Poirier is the play at $1.70, and he's currently sitting at about $1.25, $1.30. We anticipated public money coming in on Conor McGregor. That did not happen. But when you look at the fight and you look at the rematch and all the intangibles, everything in my mind points to Dustin Poirier. I think he's one of the best boxers that the UFC has ever seen. He's extremely well rounded. He's got an underrated grappling game, some very slick submissions. He's going to have the cardio advantage. Conor McGregor, look, he's notorious for being able to bounce back in rematches. He looked good, obviously, in the rematch against Nate Diaz, and he's shown the ability to develop better game plans. And I think he'll have something, a strategy in mind to counter the calf kicks, the leg kicks that Dustin Poirier utilized in the first fight to eventually get the finish. But, in Conor McGregor's rise to his, fame and his double championship in the lightweight and featherweight division, like he had the mental advantage. And I just don't see it here this time around. He mentally outstruck Dustin Poirier before their first fight at 145. He doesn't have that decisive advantage anymore. And we saw the antics in the weigh-ins yesterday. In the press conference the day before. He's certainly trying to get back to it. I just don't see it unless he comes out guns a blazing and Dustin Poirier gets himself into a fight extremely early, which I do not believe he will. I don't see how Dustin Poirier loses this fight. I think he has the advantages everywhere it needs to go. And this fight is at lightweight; it's not at featherweight. Conor McGregor is 1-2 as a lightweight fighter. Dustin Poirier is 11-2. Conor McGregor hasn't won a significant fight, as you heard from Pink Suit Guy, since 2016, and Dustin Poirier, has 5 victories over former UFC champions. I love Dustin Poirier, but the plus money now is inside the distance. I don't see how this fight goes 5 rounds. I think one of the guys is getting the finish. I like the under at 2.5, but Dustin Poirier right now at plus money inside the distance. A couple people have recommended submission. I'm not as in love with that at 6-1. The one I do love actually earlier on in the card is potentially Sean O'Malley at 12-1. I think everybody's thinking he'll get a win inside the distance, likely in the first round. That's at plus 110 right now. Might want to grab that, but I lose my headphones. I don't. I like just the finish. So I trust maybe a TKO finish for Dustin, but inside the distance plus 175. I think that's a natural play. Co-main event. I've also been on Wonderboy Thompson. I've talked about that. The fact that the combination of the 3-inch reach advantage he'll have over Gilbert Burns, the striking advantage he'll have over Gilbert Burns, the takedown defense that he has, and despite being 38 years old and he's looked whatever lackluster. I mean, look, he's winning fights in Wonder Boy style. Unless you're able to blitz him, you land early, hurt him like Tyron Woodley did in their title fight, you're not going to win a fight because I don't think you're going to be able to get him to the ground. Gilbert Burns is going to have to go back to being a jiu-jitsu guy, and I don't know if he has that in him. He's evolved as a fighter because of his ability of striking. Henry Hooft has got him, as one of the best strikers now in welterweight, and he's looked good at least. Again, I think credit where credit's due. I mean, he knocked out Damian Maia. Maia's a little bit long in the tooth. Tyron Woodley's kind of shot. So, how much water do those victories certainly have? Well, you got to win the fights. But I don't think he hurt Kamaru Usman as many people believe in that title fight. And now he's going to have to win a fight. He's going to have to win it in a 3-round fight. And I just like Thompson. I think Thompson decisions him and outpoints him and just, has a clinic basically, on the feet. 7 selections we have in total for fatjacksports.com. A couple of prop bets as well that we're recommending. We've got a play in the Michelle Pehea, Nico Price fight. We've got a play in the Irene Aldana, Yana Kunitskaya fight. We've got plays all over the board. Jennifer Maia, Jessica Eye. Actually, Jennifer Maia and Jessica Eye is an interesting one. We got an opinion as well as a play, so you look at that. All over the board. Max Griffin, Carlos Connick got a play in there and we've been on quite a run, 59-26 right now. So it's definitely anticipating this fight card. It's going to be a great one. But, going back to it, Conor McGregor, look, and I've called fights terribly. Conor McGregor. I picked Jose Aldo. I picked Chad Mendez. I picked Conor in the first Nate Diaz fight. I picked Nate Diaz in the second fight. I did pick Conor McGregor against Cowboy Cerrone, but I picked the over. And I picked Conor McGregor over Dustin Poirier the last time out. So take that for what it's worth if you watch this video this long, that my picks for the Conor McGregor fights have been awful. But I like Dustin Poirier. I think he's prepared. Conor McGregor, never underestimate him. You do certainly say about that, but everybody that I'm talking to, everybody I'm hearing from is picking Dustin Poirier. And I agree. I'm one of them. So follow me on Twitter, Wood1063. You can check out my stuff on VSiN as well. Get my picks at fatjacksports.com. That's the place to get them. $100 get you a night of picks. But we've got longer subscriptions for those players that want to play for a long time. And enjoy the fights. And go Sox.